Hey everyone, so take two of filming this video. I got a dialed call in the middle of that. But basically, hi, welcome to spring. Where I am, it feels like summer weather. So I am like feeling warm, obviously dressed to try to stay cool. And I got to sit outside for a little bit today, which is super nice. And just to celebrate Easter, I am filming this the day before Easter. And it's just nice to have good weather along with the Easter vibes. So yeah, wanted to say hi, and I'll be doing updates on two projects right now. I'm doing Beautyland as well as Pan and Everything. I am so excited about my progress. I'll be doing a full refresh of Beautyland. This game was created by Andy from the Makeup and the Mundane. It's based off of Candyland, which is a super fun game. And basically she has a whole board and a website that kind of emulates that. There's spinners for colors and dice for rolling, for usage goals. And so yeah, really excited to give you my update for that. So last time, first my green pawn went to random collection roulette, which means that you just pick something at random from your collection. I ended up picking out my palette, my ColourPop palette. This was gifted to me by Steph from, it's Steph, and yeah, it's beat, battered, and bruised, but I actually got to really touch it and kind of go for it. So so I think I had said that I would try to do So Faded, which is this kind of taupe shade down here 5 times. I think I maybe got to like 4, maybe 5. I don't know. I was really focusing on a lot of the shimmers up here, but I'm gonna go ahead and roll that out. I got to touch it enough. I think it's definitely gonna be a mixer color for me. It's definitely a little bit too gray for my everyday use, but gonna try to keep at this palette by using it as a mixer and not necessarily giving up on it just because I don't use it by itself. The next one was the color, my red pawn went to chopping block. So I went ahead and again went back to this palette. I just decided to kind of focus on this palette and said that I would try to use some of the shimmers like 4 times. I have 3 of them in here, and they're just like kind of wah shimmers, like, you know, not super impactful. So I did use it the 4 times. I actually enjoyed it more than I thought, but it definitely was a little bit more difficult to use like I expected. So not going to chop them yet, but like definitely gonna keep an eye on them, especially throughout the rest of the year. I actually really enjoyed this one. I can't even read it right now. I have like other makeup stuck over the name. To the quarry, I think, and I actually really enjoyed this one, which is actually my next pawn's goal, was a random number generator, and I said that I would use that shade specifically to the quarry 8 times, and I did. Again, it's a warmer shimmer, so it worked out well. It kind of is that tone right there, and I think mixed with some of the other stuff that I was using, I think it turned out okay. And then my last pawn was the blue pawn, and I said that I would use my purse lipstick 26 times. Well, my fingers are now very grimy. I don't think I have a napkin nearby, but that's fine. And I actually have a DIY lip, and I totally used it more than 26 times. It is all the way rolled up. It is so tiny now. Love this color. It's actually a little bit more opaque than I usually use, but it is just like a really neutral tone for me, and really wearable and easy just to throw on. That's why it's in my purse. I actually made pretty much DIY all my lipsticks to be like this, but yeah, it's pretty crazy. I used it, I kind of like a cat type of mold, and I'm really sad that I won't be able to use that again. I actually broke it last time I was struggling with a DIY project, but I've used that mold a lot. I've gotten more new molds now. They're plain, they don't have cats on them, but yeah, used it past the cat, and so I think I'll be digging this out and incorporating it into my next DIY lipstick. And so that's that. So let me go ahead and get set up here to screen record so that I can share with you guys what I plan on doing next round. And here we go. So my first pawn I'm going to use again will be green. And the green pawn is going to go, is this one right here. So this is, or let's see where it is going. Hoping it won't be the yellow. I don't want to go back 2 spaces. And looks like it's red. Okay, so use a chopping block item. Okay. Chopping block. And should I just use an item right now, or just pick an item right now? I guess I could try. So I don't know, I feel like the use of my makeup collection has shifted once again, and I have like new empties and stuff like that. I just recently decluttered some stuff, and so I got pink eye last week, which is why I couldn't film for a little while. And just like, yeah, have been kind of just, maybe chopping block will just be something I haven't touched in a while, and I need to kind of revisit and figure out if it's really something I want to be keeping or using. Okay, this one's actually a good one. I have plans. So this is a Dollar Tree liquid lipstick that I got. I don't use it on its own, obviously. I've started trying to figure it out for mixers, but I actually have other pigments that I could be using as well. And so I feel like if I could figure out how to mix my dry pigments, like eyeshadows, and like actually just have pure pigments, cosmetic grade pigments that I've gotten recently too, like, is this really necessary in my collection? It's only $1.25, so not a huge loss if I don't decide not to keep it in my collection. And I think the tone's a little bit off. It's really pretty in the packaging here, but it kind of is a more magenta tone than anything else. And just to fuss with that, like, isn't worth it in my book. And so, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And let's see how many uses. I think one of them will be a Franken, and then hopefully just to figure out, you know, if I can mix it in with lip balms or lip glosses, if I still like it by itself or if it's just too much for what it's worth. Okay, 4 uses. I think that should be fine. Okay, so my next pawn will be the red one that I'm working on, and let's see what color that one is going to. Red one was on chopping block, so hopefully moving ahead. Ooh, yellow. Okay, so yellow is, ooh, that's a good amount of space here. This one is use a product 26 times. Okay, so 26 times of use. And what can I use 26 times? There's a few things that I haven't really been touching and I really need to be. One of them, which actually involves this, is a lip balm. Did I grab my other lip balm? Oh, I didn't. I was going to show you my progress on that one. But this one is my DIY lip mask, and I have not been reaching for it. It's a really, it looks really cool, but super duper sheer. It really can't even compare to the opaque swatch I had here. So, but yeah, I think this will be nice to pull out now that it's more spring. I have an Earl Grey lip balm, which I wish I pulled out for you, but it's like, it's a little bit separate from the rest of my collection that I usually pull out and get ready in my filming space. That one's actually nearly done. I'm very close. Like, I want to, like, I don't know, have it be part of a Franken soon. So I feel like pulling this in for 26 uses will incentivize me to use this. Also, it's minty. That's nice. Okay, so I will do and something I do with the liquid lipstick is I actually put it in the cap of the lip mask and sometimes mix it in if I'm feeling like something a little bit deeper. So I can actually do that now and kind of show you the tone it gives me. So yeah, like very different and not super spring appropriate, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel like having a little bit more of a impactful lip, but we'll see. I think I just need to practice, like, in terms of how much I put on with that, but it is a nice, like, option to have in terms of, like, how intense I make it and things like that. So anyways, that's gonna be my lip for the rest of the video, I guess. Next pawn is yellow, so let's see what color I get here. Right now it is starting at random number generator, and so it's the lagger of the group, so we're gonna move it ahead. Ooh, that's good, cool. No pan left behind a palette. Okay, cool. So I have been working mainly out of my condensed makeup palette, which has actually been super condensed and streamlined. Really enjoy. I basically use everything out of this every time I use my makeup. But for the sake of using stuff up and continuing to touch my collection, I think it is time to, I have 2 options, I think. This one I haven't touched in a really long time. This is like my colorful makeup palette. There's a few neutral tones in here, but overall really fun. And then this is the Japanese palette I have from Still Steph, and yeah, it's like worth touching back in here again. This is like, obviously the cover is super springy, but I don't know if I'm ready to reach into this one. Let's go ahead and do my Chaos palette, which is, I really enjoy. It's like a panless palette, so basically smushed a ton of options in there. But yeah, I think there's some really cool tones that I want to play with a little bit. So let's no pan left behind this one. I guess there's no uses really associated with that. Like, I don't know. I feel like it'd be tough. It'd be like 4 uses, but is it like 4 times through no pan left behind? I don't know. It just seems extra intense, but I will try to use that and incorporate some of those colors into my daily use. Okay, and then last color here is my blue pawn. And right now it is starting from the 26 uses spot, and let's see where it is going. It is going to blue. Okay, so that means that one is use 5 pans, 5 uses each. Ooh, okay. I think that might be nice to actually incorporate into my Chaos palette. I was gonna say like just using each color each time seems a little bit low, but I think it would be fun to use a few of them a few times. Man, this is starting to crack a little bit, isn't it? Okay, so I think I'm gonna do my no pan left behind and kind of figure out which colors I want to use 5 times. I'm assuming just like some of the neutral ones we find. I think the purples are kind of a shoe-in as well. The green one's always kind of difficult, so is the blue one. So we'll see kind of how that works. I also have some extra colors on the bottom here. I don't know if you can see that. They're also kind of colorful, but I don't know. I need to play around with that. So I will include all of them, top and bottom, in my no pan left behind, and I'll choose 5 and let you know hopefully next time if I remember which 5 I decide to really focus on. Okay, so that is my no pan left pan, my Beautyland update. Okay, sorry, this is 5 pans, 5 times. Okay, Chaos palette. Okay, that's cool. I like how it builds on each other. Okay, and then in terms of my pan and everything, let's go ahead, count up the total number of pans, because it actually has changed. If you've been following my Waco date, I actually, like, before a trip I had, I totally just, like, combined a few pans. Like, this pan was a face powder, and I actually added in some of my other foundation powder. So that's now kind of beefed up, filled up, and those pans have definitely looked different now. This is a new shade that I created out of, I think, at least 2 or 3 different shades. And then this is actually the huge foundation pan, like cream foundation pan that I had, and that's all that was left in there. Same with this one. This was a primer pan that I had, and so definitely count those as pans. And I don't even have like the original pan anymore. And I think since my last update, I also hit pan on this blush. So there's just been a lot of changes. So let's just count the total number of pans and kind of go from there. Let me stop recording on that first. Okay. So let me pull out all my palettes and get to my Chaos palette. Also needs to be included actually. And I won't count those. Oh, this one is, ooh, gosh, man, that's not good. My foundation powder is on its last legs. Just dripped some everywhere, but it's not too bad. Okay, thanks. I actually saved a majority of it, but need to be careful with that. I need to put like red tape on it to be like, careful, warning. Maybe I should do that now. A little bit of tape here that I could pull off. And just remind myself to be extra duper careful. Okay. Any more pans I need to show you guys? I don't think so. I think there's like a few things that I'm kind of like proud of my progress lately and wanted to show you. But other than that, and some like changes and shifts in my collection, but I think that's about it. Okay, cool. I think that's all I have there. I'll put this in this section over here. So, let me double check what these ones are. Okay, that's the rest of my liquid foundation and the rest of my serum. All right, cool. So these are the few pans I have. So let's start here. This one has 6 obviously in there. 1, 2 on top, and then 4 on the bottom. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. I'll show you the pan a little bit. 26, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Why does this seem incredibly low? 34. Is there other things I'm not counting? Wow. Really? Only 34. Okay. I would use that number for now. I'm feeling like I'm missing something and I can't place my finger on it. Okay, let's count pans. I really feel like I'm missing something. I don't know why. Okay, first of all, let's count the actual, you know what? I missed these 4 down here. There we go. So maybe that's why. 34. So 38. I was like, I feel like it's closer to 40. But especially with the shift in pans, like I feel like 38 feels like a decent, like more right. Okay, so in this one specifically, I think I have 3. I would love to hit pan on that green. It is so close. But 3 in here. 4. Let me show you why. Because I used it in my face powder. Ugh. Drop more. Let me go back in. It is crumbled. Okay, so 4. Wow, what a mess. Yeah, I definitely need to franken this soon. 4. 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10. These ones are tiny, but they exist. 10, 11, 12, 13. 14. Okay, so 14 out of 38. Not bad. Not even close to half. I would say maybe a third. Is that a third? No, that's less than that's more than a third. Like, I don't know, like 2/5. I can't do math like that, but yeah, definitely progress. And I would say that some of the big hitters over the last month were like, I did my best to try to use this like a cream primer shade in there, and I with pink eye, and actually mixed it with other stuff and actually got it to a really nice shade. I think if you saw my makeup date, it really reminded me of like it reminded me a lot of, what is it called, like the Painterly Paint Pot, and I was able to mix it to almost like a groundwork type shade, if you're familiar with those from MAC. So definitely a very neutral matte shades, and I loved it, but it was just so old. I don't know if it contributed to the pink eye or something like that. I like made a comment to my kid's doctor, and she was like, whoa, like pink eye is like really rare for an adult. I was like, oh, what did I do wrong? Like I try to do everything I can to like, you know, keep my eyes healthy. I have chronic styes, so I like disinfect my my mascara curler every day. You know, it's just like I do my best to keep healthier in my eyes, but still here we are. Anyways, so there was that. And because I had to throw away anything that was close to my eyes, I ended up getting new samples of my of just like an eye base, eye primer. And so actually this is a mix of 3 of them that I got, and I'll tell you the actual names in a makeup day. I couldn't tell you. It's like one of them Charlotte Tilbury and Vanessa Myricks mixed with some other shade from somewhere else. So I think it was maybe, yeah, I don't know. But it was one of those, Merit, I think it was a Merit cream eyeshadow or something like that. But that's the mix there. Really been enjoying it. Actually, it was too dark, so I even put a pump of foundation in there to kind of lighten it up. It was just all sorts of things to try to get it to the right tone. But we're there, and I'm using that now. Really close on a sunscreen. This actually expires in April, so I'm definitely really glad to see that this is on its last legs. I use it before I head outside to kind of, you know, garden or lounge or whatever I want to do outside in the sun. And so because of the nice weather, I'm thinking I'll finish this up pretty soon. Probably is really close to me just like pumping it into a jar. We're getting there, really close. And then I actually made a new like skin balm salve, like kind of like moisturizer basically, and I've already hit pan on it, so working through that and really excited that this is a DIY that has been working out for me really, really well. So I think that's my update for now. between the two projects. Oh, and then I always forget to update, like, what do I want to focus on? I think with the Chaos palette focus, I'm hoping that I'll at least hit like one more pan in there. I think that'd be nice. Either like expand pans or deepen pans, something like that. The green one I'm going to try. It's like definitely not a shade that I reach for, but the dark green one down here. So that's really interesting to try to incorporate more and even try to hit pan if I could. I'm really mixed about this palette, to be honest. Doesn't scream springy to me. So I think I'll put it away for now, actually, which is kind of sad. Put that away. And then I would love to actually hit pan on this shade down here. I really need to do my nails. I've been thinking about it for a few weeks now and still haven't pulled out my nail polish. And so hoping that I will at least maybe hit pan. I think it's very shallow at this point. I could see myself maybe reaching for this or trying to figure something out, but we'll see about that. And then in terms of the other stuff that I'm trying to hit pan on in my regular one, I think just to keep going on that blush, I'll actually be traveling in a few weeks again and hoping to actually pick up a new blush at that point or figure out some sort of DIY solution for blush. It is starting to crumble a little bit. It cracked on me the other day, which is why it looks the way it does. And hoping to finish up some of these primer ones. I don't know if it'll be in the next month, but I hope soon. So that's kind of my goals with that. But yeah, really happy with the progress, especially with some of those things that moved around. Really bittersweet about my foundation pan because it's honestly one of my favorite foundations, but it's time for it to go. And really glad that I made it into a format that works for me with the system I have because yeah, this packaging is bulky. So that's it for that. All right, well, thank you for watching this update. I'm sorry I was a little bit more rambly than usual and not helping that I'm rambling more, but I hope that you will have a wonderful springtime. Hoping and wishing you well on your project pan goals. I feel like by this point it's either you are abandoning ship or you are like, I need to focus and get through this next season, but all the best to you. So I will see you in my next video and thanks so much for watching.